It's away from 8 o'clock. Good to have you with us on the South African morning. Well, we've all heard of probably or part of a funeral stokvel savings group. There, people donate funds to the deceased's family to help lessen the financial burden, and funerals are incredibly expensive. Now, there's a crowdfunding initiative to try and help pay for costs associated with a funeral and a burial. It's being launched by a local tech startup, Sendoff. So let's speak to Sendoff CEO, Zolani Matabese. Zolani, good morning to you. Good to have you on the show. It sounds like a brilliant idea, but like most technology startups these days, you're trying to solve a problem. We'll talk about how it works in a moment. Where did you get the idea from?
Good morning, Gareth, and thanks for having me on the show. Where did we get the idea from? We basically solved our own problem. So Sendoff came about when I had some issues in 2019 dealing with a family funeral. And I just thought, man, there's got to be a better way to do this, because the whole funeral process was just archaic. There was very much a lack of info. It was difficult to compare apples with apples. And everything was just so much literally admin. And so, thinking, well, isn't there something better out there? I found out there wasn't. And that's really where the genesis of Sendoff came up. We figured, well, why not solve this problem? It is a problem that's global. It's a problem that a lot of people have, and it's a very traumatic space, so it's really a big problem to solve. And the finance aspect of funerals, these are very inconveniently unexpected, they're unplanned, and even when you do plan for them with things such as funeral policies, you tend to find out that there's a gap between your coverage level and what they actually cost. So, yeah, this was a compounded problem that we felt was needing to be solved, and hence, the idea came about.
It's all about trying to make what is a tragic situation, which is very difficult for family members to navigate. As you say, the last thing you want to be dealing with is admin issues, but unfortunately we all have to as well. Just help me understand, how is this different to, for example, Zolani, a cash send or an e-wallet? How has this made that process a bit easier? Because that's what came to mind when I read the article. I immediately thought of an e-wallet or a cash send. How is this different?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you've worked in a large organization, you've probably seen the lady who comes around when someone passes away. She's got a register and she's like, well, X, Y, or Z has passed on. Can you donate a couple of rand to help the family? And we all do this. And unfortunately, there's no governance around that register. When you talk about things like cash send, instant money, e-wallets or whatever, think about the practical limitations of that for the family. So now, while I'm dealing with running around after funeral directors for quotes, if I'm not using Sendoff, I'm also having to go to a Nedbank ATM, an FNB ATM, a Standard Bank ATM. And I'm doing this multiple times. So what we've done is we've actually said, why don't we centralize all of this in a mobile wallet, similar to e-wallet, cash send, instant money, or any of those. But in essence, all your activities can go towards one goal, which is, centralized in that central wallet. There's governance around it, so who's sent money. You don't have people ripping off a page in the register with the attached cash. It's safe because it's held within a bank. It's scalable, so more than one societal grouping can contribute. So family can contribute, workmates can contribute. We really feel that it addresses a lot of the limitations around practicality of receiving money at this kind of time.
And just before I need to say goodbye to you in just a moment, Zolani, just quickly tell me, I see it's being launched in May, it's last day of May. Is it up and running? Where can people download it? Is it all the various app stores, or when are you rolling out?
So we launched last May, actually. Sendoff is recently a year old. We've already got 3,000 users. And we've been in the market for a while. In fact, we recently signed an agreement with Calgro, which is a JSE-listed company, so that's a great vote of confidence for us. They do private memorial parks. And obviously, we're in all the app stores. We have a website, sendoff.app, completely free to use the app, so you can go check it out, get all the info around the different products, the different things that you can do on there. And we also host a lot of consumer education info. So anything you need to know about a funeral and anything you need to do with a funeral, you can find on Sendoff.
Oh, then I can actually say happy birthday then for a year later. I see you're quite right here, May 2021. So been around for a while, very credible, and now getting corporations involved as well. Zolani, it's a brilliant idea, and congratulations to you. Send off a CEO, Zolani Matabese. You can go and find the app on all the good stores if you think it might be something that you need as far as a crowdfunding platform regarding funerals and funeral payments, Tumza.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, can you imagine, those who've lost loved ones during the KZN floods, and we're talking numbers in one family.
10.
Probably up to 10, even more. You know what I mean? This could go a long way in helping them, crowdfunding for burial, because it's a cost they didn't anticipate or plan for during these times.
Because also I think a lot of people do want to donate, but we had that focus on a lack of trust in government, sending government money, and where does that go? Also, if you don't know the person individually, how do you do an e-wallet? How do you do an EFT? That's very, very clever. Send-off app is what you can go and look for. Okay, viewer comment.